In this tutorial, we'll explore present active participles in Latin. To understand present active participles better, let's look at how they function in English. Present active participles in English end with ing. Examples are running, singing. Now, we use that ing form as an adjective, describing what someone or something is doing. For instance, in the phrase, like a rolling stone, rolling is the present active participle. It's describing what the word stone is currently doing. The phrase, put the eggs in boiling water. Boiling is an adjective of sorts. The ing makes it a present active participle. It's describing what the water is doing. We use present active participles to set the stage of what's happening while something else happened. So the main sentence here, I saw John in the park. But I describe, using a present active participle, while running, I saw John in the park. Now we would understand in that sentence that I'm the one doing the running. In this sentence, I saw John running in the park. This sentence in English could be ambiguous. Running is describing that someone is in the act of running, but is it that I saw John while I was running? Or is it that I saw John and he was running in the park? We're going to see that in Latin, this ambiguity does not happen. We use ing forms also to form the present and past progressive verbs. I was running uses the present active participle. It describes an action that was happening progressively in past time. Present progressive, I'm learning Latin. We also use ing forms in English as gerunds or verbal nouns. In the sentence, running is good for your health, the ing form here is not describing any single person currently running. It's saying that running, the act of running, is good for your health. Again, in Latin, gerunds, verbal nouns, are not confused with present active participles because they have a different system of endings. Now on to Latin. In Latin, present active participles are easy to form. You're going to start with your infinitive, ambulare, to walk. You're going to take the re off the infinitive, and you're going to add ns, and then you change to walk to walking. Here's a second conjugation verb. Take the re off the infinitive, add ns, and you've changed to see into seeing. A third conjugation verb, same thing. Take re off, add ns. We have some natural vowel lengthening, but that's really not that important. And we change to run into running. Now this, the ns form, is the nominative singular. This nominative singular form will be used as an adjective, describing that the singular subject, also nominative singular, is doing something. And so in this sentence, ego ambulans amicum vidi, I translated as I, walking, saw the friend. And there's no doubt that I'm the one doing the walking because ns is nominative singular and ego, the pronoun, is nominative singular. There are other ways to translate this same sentence. You could, for instance, add the word while. I, while walking, saw the friend. And there's still no doubt in the English of that sentence that I'm the one who was doing the walking when I saw the friend. While walking, I saw the friend. Again, unambiguous. Now, to make these into accusative singular, you're going to do the following. You're going to take this s and you're going to remove it. And you're going to replace it with a t. After you add a t, then you're going to add third declension endings. And so the third declension accusative singular is em. Ambulans becomes ambulantem. Videns, videntem. Currens, currentem. Remember, when you see ns or nt, change to ing. In the accusative singular, the present active participle will be an adjective telling you what a singular direct object, also accusative singular, is doing. So notice in this example, ego amicum ambulantem in horto vidi. I saw a friend walking in the park. But in this example, there's no doubt but that the friend is the one doing the walking, because both of those forms are accusative. In the example we looked at earlier, in Latin, it's also unambiguous because the ns was nominative singular, going with ego, also nominative singular. Here's an example of dative singular. Rex servo ridenti praemium dedit. The king gave a reward to the smiling slave. Servo, dative singular. Ridenti is the dative singular form of the participle, and so we know it's the slave who is smiling. The present active participle has an I stem genitive plural. And so instead of the normal third declension genitive plural um, you have ium. And so in foro, turbam virorum negotium agentium vidi. In the forum, I saw a crowd of men doing business. And so the participle and the noun that it's describing have the same case, number, and gender, and the participle is taking a direct object. When a participle has a direct object, it will be very normal for that direct object to go between the noun and its participle. Also, an adverb, which is describing the action of the participle, would normally go between that noun and the participle. The present active participle has an I stem ablative singular. Cum femina cantanti ambulabam. I was walking with a singing woman. And so the normal ablative singular of a third declension is a short E. But an I stem ablative singular is a long I, as if it were a dative singular. Femina cantanti, a woman who is singing, a singing woman. And finally, participles also have plural forms. Milites urbem oppugnantes vidimus. We saw soldiers attacking the city. And you have accusative plural, and we have the object of that participle coming between the noun and its participle. Here's an example of dative plural. Caesar militibus pugnantibus credidit. Caesar trusted in the fighting soldiers.